this would be a perfect time for me to sing Born Free. But I think I'll spare you guys that anguish. Trust me, it's better for humanity. Greetings, fellow Vita fans. This is James with PS Vita at 2 AM, coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe and make sure to leave me your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section regarding said topic at hand. Open world games. I like them, you like them, so let's talk about them. Here are some recommendations that I recommend for open world games on the Vita. But what games not featured on this list do you recommend? Be sure to let me know. First up, Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. It's funny, this is a very popular game on the Vita, yet I think it's the first time I've ever talked about it on this channel. The slacking continues. The year is 1765. I'm assuming you can tell all this by the way everybody's dressed. As an assassin, Aveline soon finds herself on an unforgettable journey that will take her from the crowded streets of New Orleans to a voodoo, I love how it says that, haunted swamp and ancient Mayan ruins. She will play a pivotal role in the turbulent New Orleans Revolution and the beginning of a new nation. Looks like we're getting historical, yo! As she fights for freedom, not for herself, but for those whose life and hopes have been squashed. And I don't think I really have to go into too much detail here as to why this is an open world game. It's Assassin's Creed. They pretty much make these games like by the bulk at this point. Everyone's played them. It's a game store owner's worst nightmare to get in. And while I wouldn't say that the Vita version is by no means the definitive version to get, the frame rate can be admittedly a little bit more lackluster than the other versions, it still was a really big deal for its time. And if you've got a Vita and you're looking for an open world game to play on the go, this will do you fine. Now we're going OG of the OG of the OG. This is Gravity Rush, called Gravity Daze in other certain parts of the world, and I'm not exactly sure why. I guess it has something to do with copyright. Perhaps you've heard of it. It's funny to think that the PS Vita doesn't have the largest selection of open world games compared to other consoles out there, yet it started off with one. You play as Cat. Oh no, not Cat with a C, Cat with a K, who happens to have a cat with her, spelled with a C. I know, it's confusing, but just go along with it. Gain a new perspective as Cat, spelled with a K, a strong-willed girl trying to protect her future in a world that's crumbling to pieces. With incredible gravity-altering abilities, Cat is the only one who can salvage the floating city, whose name I can never pronounce. Now, if only she could remember who she is. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those stories. And of course, one of my favorite things about Gravity Rush, aside from the whole gravity skills and the way you're able to tilt the Vita and whatnot, which I will just say right here, I'm usually not a fan of motion controls or any of that gimmicky stuff, but Gravity Rush really did do it well here. And it also gives you the ability to use some of the buttons and thumb pads to pull off some of the motion controls, so I kinda like that about it. And one thing that stood out about this game, which might seem minute to others, was its comic book cutscenes. I just love stuff like that. Seeing all the illustrations from the artist, it's awesome. We now go from manipulating gravity to shooting cute little furry things from a crossbow. Kinda random, but okay. This be Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath. You play as an individual named Stranger, or as he's sometimes called, The Stranger. What's up with video games and naming their characters with such oddities? Cat with a K? Now just Stranger? Well, that's pretty strange in itself. I guess it could have been worse. He could have been called Wrath. You're the Stranger, a mysterious bounty hunter on a mission to bag the ultimate prize, and you need that money like no one else because there is something very wrong with your health, and the only way to fix it is a very costly operation. And one of my favorite things about this game, believe me, it has a lot of positives to talk about, was the fact that yes, it was open world the more you progress through the game, but also for the fact that it plays like a quasi 3D platformer, action game, and first-person shooter all in one. And it does it seamlessly. And might I say, gotta love that hat. Now for those of you who want to get a little bit more retro, which is kind of fitting because this game has literally the name retro in it, this is Retro City Rampage. And might I say, 8-bit GTA, anyone? And hey, don't believe a game like this can be open world? Well, if you look at the description of this game, it literally says open world as the very first word, or compound word. See, I knew school wasn't a waste of time for me. I got a C+ in spelling, so I know what I'm talking about. Open world carjacking goes back to the 80s in this 8-bit nostalgic throwback. Run missions, outrun the law, rampage the city with weapons, power-ups, and vehicles. All while looking like a cross between the Fonz and Elvis? Bet this guy gets all the ladies. Oh, and believe me when I say this game has a lot of features to it. An 8-bit open world to explore, over 60 story missions, over 40 arcade challenges, over 25 weapons and power-ups, over 50 vehicles to steal and equip, or as we like to say, borrow, over 200 character customizations, and 3+ hours of music. It's funny because a game like this, believe it or not, actually does include radio stations to listen to in your vehicle. Of course, these games come from other games such as Contra 4, Double Dragon Neon, NBA Jam, and so forth, but hey, at least they're there. And to continue our crescendo of fun here is, well, it's Toukiden 2. And the reason I'm including it is because I got a lot of flack for not including it in the last open world video. So in order to cover my butt, I'm including it now. Let's just pretend that other video never happened. Slayers, go forth and eradicate the Oni menace. In other words, we're gonna be slaying demons in this game. A pretty common thing to do in Japanese-inspired titles like this. Experience the latest hunting action game featuring a dynamic targeting destruction system. The latest installment in the hunting action series Toukiden, which I would highly recommend this series for any Monster Hunter fans out there, not just for open world fans. From the battlefield to the village that serves as your base of operation, the game takes place in a vast open world. See? Explore the vast world for yourself and enjoy hunting action from an entirely new perspective. So you can catch monsters, slay demons, and it's open world. I think it pretty much has everything that anybody would ever want. And now that I have fulfilled my obligation of including Toukiden 2 on an open world video, then the video's done. So guys, I would love to know, what games do you recommend that are open world? Please let me know down in the comment section, and you might see your picks in part 3 of this video, because this was part 2. I forgot to mention that at the beginning, and most people have already probably clicked off. Well, just remember for next time, too lazy to edit now. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. This video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people who help make this content possible, including Alan Iwazuk, Shin Snake, Joseph Raismick, Frayden, Zacrito, Robert Johnson, Zake Blue 1, McKees Blob, B Mystery, Matt Fox, Reiko Star, Neo Arashi, Milk Sama, Lucian Ryu Cat, David Ray, Wendy K, Hemdall Imbert, Gutter Drums, Larry Anderson, H-Hitter, Jale, Lori Sweeney, Richard Cruz, PS Vita S, Adam Sondi, Hero Acer, Skullshrutugal TCG, Adam Thury, Per Sterner, E-Rock, JR, Kyle Brooks, Saul Ramirez, Phantom XRS, Rodrigo Vera, Aaron Swanson, Heston Joseph, Kevin Enright, Jared Haddo, Joshua Williams, Clayton Malarkey, BMF, Dr. Super Artie, Ricardo Martinez, Donut Valley, Nintendo Switch at 2 AM, Azumara, 1488 Dental, Saqib Alam, Smug Wolf, Rizal Pliskin, BG Legends, Hector Gonzalez, Kayonko, Burzin Mystery, Juan M. Hermosillo, Eric DeWitt, Tasha Monty, Mozgus, Matt Hargett, Jamie, Crazy Cat, Colossus, Michael O'Connor, and Robert Sylvester. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and seeing your name on this end screen here, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do this down there. Can't support in this manner? Don't worry about it. Likes and shares can help equally as much. Well, today's video had it all. Open world, and more open world, along with a game where you shoot cute little furry things with a crossbow. Yeah, we accomplished so much today.